Stephanie, good morning once again. The statue that you see behind me here at Florida State University's campus, this is called the Unconquered statue, and that's because the Seminole tribe was the only Native American tribe to not be conquered during Western expansion. They actually moved to South Florida, the Everglades. They hid and lived in the swamps. When Bobby Bowden came to FSU, he redefined the meaning of unconquered. He was the leader of the first team to start the season as the #1 team in the country and end the season as the #1 team in the country by winning the national championship. And if there's anyone who knew how he lived an unconquered life, it would be the people who worked alongside him and loved him, like FSU head basketball coach Sue Semrau and the president of Florida State, John Thrasher.
I didn't feel like I was working with a legend. I felt like I was working with a friend, a great person, a coach, but never above anybody at Florida State. He was just one of us.
No one person's had more impact in modern times than Bobby Bowden has on Florida State University, for sure.
President John Thrasher, gracious enough to talk with us during his last day as president of the university. We thank him for that. The Seminoles won 2 national championships under head coach Bobby Bowden, but there are no trophies for what he did the best, which was help lead men to living a more fulfilling life. Whoever said don't meet your hero never met Bobby Bowden, because it never felt like you were meeting a hero. It felt like you were meeting a mentor, a father figure, and a friend. And that resonated not only in Tallahassee, but in our area as well. If you were the head coach right now, how would you navigate your team and lead men to get through this period of time?
I'd resign.
A touch of humor.
I've got to go get a job. Right. I ain't had a job in 55 years.
A mountain of faith.
Fellowship that you have, I think, with your coaches.
And a whole lot of winning. That was Bobby Bowden. Sure, he won 2 national championships. Yes, he had 12 conference titles under his belt. But there are no trophies for what he did best.
Hey, Michael, he may have been the most competitive coach I have ever been around. Part of his legacy is he was a legend, but he acted just like you and me.
Fort Myers native Dan Royal tore his ACL at the age of 18 and was about to turn away from athletics until someone put their arm around him. He looked up, and it was Bobby Bowden.
Said I wasn't doing that great, and he said, you know, it's going to be all right. You just remember who's in charge.
Fort Myers Mayor Kevin Anderson saw Bowden in charge. He lived it. His daughter was a student at FSU during Bowden's final season as head coach.
I think the fans, they loved him whether he was winning or losing.
Sometimes you still need to pinch yourself. You just can't believe he's gone. But while he was here, what a ride it was. Coincidentally, that interview that I conducted with Bobby Bowden was the last on-camera interview he ever did in his life. And at the end of the interview, I asked him, Bobby, there are a lot of people struggling with a lot of problems right now because of the COVID-19 pandemic. What advice would you give to them? And he said, I don't care who you are or what your profession is, you're going to get knocked down. And that's one thing football teaches you. You get knocked down and you get back up. And the strongest people in this life get back up. And then he smiled and he said, but problems? Hey, get used to it, baby. It's the way of life. Reporting in Tallahassee, Michael Hudak. There's a lot I want to show you, but I want to begin with this. These are the 2 national championship plaques from Bobby's championship teams, 1993 and 1999. But notice something. Bobby's name is nowhere on either one of these plaques. That was his decision, partly, because he wanted the players to shine. He wanted everyone to know that they were the ones that went out there and executed. And that was the kind of person that Bobby Bowden was. I was fortunate enough to interview Bobby Bowden in September of 2020 at his home in what would be his final on-camera interview of his life. He died about a year later. I asked him, there are a lot of people struggling with problems during the COVID-19 pandemic. What advice would you give to them?
I don't care what profession you're in or what you do, you're going to get knocked down. And that's one thing football teaches, you know. You get knocked down, get up. And to be a success is the guy that can fight through the problem. But problems, hey, get used to it, baby. It's a way of life.
On your screen right now is Bobby's hat along with a photo and flowers. FSU takes a piece of turf from every big football game and puts it on this sod cemetery. I'm an FSU graduate. Honestly, guys, I'm a little choked up right now just looking at this. Bowden helped bring about 40 pieces of sod to this cemetery. You can catch more of my interview with Bowden coming up at 9 o'clock. His services will be today at 11 at the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center. Reporting in Tallahassee, Michael Hudak, Wink News Now.
Michael Hudak is live in Tallahassee at Florida State University now, where that service is set to start this morning. Michael, how will Bowden be remembered?
Stephanie, good morning. There's a reason why the stadium behind me is called the house that Bobby built. It's because head coach Bobby Bowden built a culture here of excellence, of hard work, and of winning. And that's something that resonated not only in Tallahassee, but also in Southwest Florida. There are two people who wake up in our area every day who felt Bowden's impact firsthand. One of them is a former FSU football player and Fort Myers native who owes his athletic career to Bowden. And the other, well, he's the mayor of Fort Myers.
When you watch a lot of very well admired and respected and loved coaches move on, a lot of times the fans give up on them. Well, even after Bobby Bowden retired, the FSU fans continue to love and adore him.
Bobby always taught me who we are was more important than what we did on the field.
Bowden's funeral services will take place today at 11 a.m. at the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center across Florida State's campus. A family-only burial service is set to follow in Trussville, Alabama. For now, reporting in Tallahassee, Michael Hudak, Wink News Now.